One of the adorable copes we've seen over the past month is that Nintendo is dominating the console landscape. They're outselling PlayStation and Xbox. They're outselling PC, right? They're the biggest and best thing in gaming right now, right? So the narrative has begun to shift. People are coping. People are damage controlling. And one of the really funny things they've tried to settle on is this idea that like, kids don't play Nintendo. They're playing Minecraft and Roblox. They're playing Fortnite. They're not playing Nintendo. Like no kid is playing Nintendo today. It's too expensive. It's just such a giant cope. Like, it is so pathetic that people think this, that, like, kids aren't going to be playing, like, Mario Kart or whatever. They're not going to be playing, like, any Nintendo games. Nah, they're just going to play Minecraft and Fortnite. Games which, by the way, are available on Nintendo consoles. So, like, even that argument doesn't work. Like, essentially what we're seeing is just, like, this weird attempt at, like, damage controlling, Nintendo is that we're trying to people are trying to do this thing where they think that like kids are not going to grow up with Nintendo and they're not going to be attached to the characters and that they're going to grow up thinking they're lame and they're not going to buy Nintendo consoles and then Nintendo will go out of business like 20 years from now. It's just a giant cope. It's not going to happen. Like, you are delusional if you believe that kids aren't going to play any Nintendo games ever, that they're not going to be fans of any Nintendo games, they're not going to play anything that comes out. Like, to me, it's just like kind of insane, because I showed the Switch too to like kids in the family, and they were just like, sweet. And they started getting hooked on Street Fighter, and they started playing games like Golf Story and like all this stuff, like Mario Galaxy 2. Like, they're fans. Like, kids are like playing like all sorts of Nintendo games, not necessarily the newest stuff that comes out, not necessarily first party games, but like they are playing on Nintendo consoles. And like it is clearly something that is going to continue being relevant with kids. The idea that it's not is just a giant cope, is just kind of the obvious reality of what we're seeing here. Like, what we're seeing now is that, like, the cope is real. Like, what we're seeing now is that, like, people are in denial about how badly Nintendo is stopping the competition. Not a single brand in the world has as much relevancy as Nintendo does, like in gaming. Like, people keep coping about like one of the big copes right now is that people talk about like licensed games like 007, like Star Wars, like the Star Trek, like the Warhammer 40K. Like, that's way bigger than Nintendo. Like, first of all, it's not. And second of all, like, they're not bigger than Nintendo in gaming specifically. So Nintendo has that niche on lock. And like you also have people like trying to say that like Grand Theft Auto is bigger than anything on Nintendo, which first of all is not a kid's game. And second of all, no, it's not bigger than Nintendo games. Like, Grand Theft Auto is a third-party game that's going to come out on Nintendo consoles. So what meager few units it does sell is going to be on Nintendo Switch 2. Is just like the reality of it. Like, Grand Theft Auto is not going to negatively impact Nintendo in any way, shape, or form. It is going to be outperformed by Pokemon like it always has been. Okay? Grand Theft Auto 6 is nowhere near the caliber of game that it's being hyped up being. Like, the average Grand Theft Auto 6 player, they really do think Grand Theft Auto, like, they treat Grand Theft Auto 6 like Angry Joe treats Supergirl, where it's something that has to do well, it has to succeed because, I'm a fan of Grand Theft Auto and I need it to do well because they've been working on this for 13 years. And there's just this feeling, this aura that like this game is not going to live up to expectations. And I feel like this is going to be the trend going forward, like for Fortnite and for Minecraft and for everything else. Like, you're going to see all these big, ubiquitous, like, kids games, like these cultural relevant ones, just fall off really quickly, okay? Like, at a certain point, like, Roblox is going to fall off, Fortnite is in the process of falling off, like, Minecraft's going to be falling off, and what's going to be left? Like, Nintendo. Like, obviously, like, Nintendo's not going anywhere, but Fortnite has already had, like, a massive drop in player base, and people can still argue that it's still, like, huge, and people still play, but, like, The fact of the matter is people are growing out of it and they've gotten bored of it. Okay, it's not like the culturally ubiquitous thing it was back in the day. Like, it is in the process of dying off, and it's something that I feel like people just need to learn to accept, is that even if you hit Fortnite numbers, even if you become the biggest game on the planet, you're still not gonna beat Nintendo long term. It's just like the reality of it. Like, you're never, ever, ever going to accomplish what Nintendo has accomplished with their brand, hardware, and software. Like, it's just not possible. Even when you have like a massive giga hit like that. I imagine like the average kid playing Minecraft, Fortnite, like, they don't know who owns the game. They don't know like the name Epic. They don't know Tim Sweeney. They don't know like anything else Epic has done. They don't know that they made Unreal or like they have the Epic Game Store. Nobody cares. They just want to play Fortnite. Like, they don't have that much like brand recognition or appeal. And that's why games like Fortnite and Minecraft are always going to be doomed to failure. They are never ever going to be bigger than Nintendo. The Minecraft movie is a really good example of that, because the narrative right now is that Minecraft is like the best selling game ever at 350 million. You would think that like Minecraft was way bigger than Super Mario, and yet like the Mario movies both like handedly outperformed Minecraft. Okay, the Minecraft movie was not nearly as popular or successful as the Mario movie, in spite of like everyone trying to make chicken jockey into a thing, and like, that guy who brought a live chicken to like the screening, like to try and go viral. Like, in spite of like everyone's attempts at like pretending Minecraft was great, like it was shit. Like, it was complete slop. And it's high time that we really start like acknowledging that like something like Minecraft is never ever gonna surpass like Nintendo. It's only a matter of time, and until Nintendo makes a more popular Minecraft. I would say that they've already succeeded with Pokopia, but like, the masses haven't recognized that. But it's gonna happen eventually. Minecraft's gonna fall off in a big way. Nobody's gonna care about it anymore. And Nintendo will still be here. Like, that's just the reality of it, is that kids are gonna leave their childish things behind, and they're gonna move on to bigger and better things. It might be Nintendo, it might be something else, but like, I don't think that like the big kid friendly like brands today are gonna have the long standing relevancy and like and be as iconic as like Nintendo games from the 90s. It just isn't gonna happen. Like, it's something that we do have to address and talk about, that like, no matter how much Fortnite makes, like, if it doesn't have a steady player base, it's not going to remain relevant. Like, people are vastly underestimating how reliant Fortnite is on it being like a fad, essentially. Like, when it falls off, it is going to fall off hard, and the industry is not prepared for what that means. It means that Nintendo has created an ecosystem where brands like Fortnite can become the biggest thing in the world and still not compete with Nintendo. They are simply not relevant enough.